AM 560. The Answer.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown
This
comes for
is the
you?
story of 1990, when a secret CIA Venezuela drug infiltration program spiraled out of control. Federal prosecutors were quietly overruled, and a foreign general linked to cocaine trafficking walked free because indicting him would damage bilateral relations. In 1990, the Central Intelligence Agency's anti-drug program in Venezuela inadvertently, or deliberately depending on interpretation, shipped approximately 1 ton of nearly pure cocaine to the United States. Rather than seize the drugs in controlled shipments, the CIA authorized uncontrolled shipments, allowing cocaine to enter the US without interception to gather intelligence on drug trafficking networks.
And we, the people, wanted this all stopped. This worst-kept secret in America. Like Ed Burke and Mike Madigan were lawyers. I used to love that one. Sure they are. The CIA isn't the Central Intelligence Agency because they're looking out for us. They figured out a brilliant way to have billions upon billions and billions and billions all off the books. And they use these straw companies, these strong countries, these strong men. Everyone thinks the CIA, they prefer when they implement a government, they prefer the right. Why? The left, these are the ones that always enforce it. The communists, the Marxists, the socialists. These are the ones that tell their people, you will own nothing. You will have nothing. You're going to love it, though. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Except for the part where we kill you when you complain about the government. And none of that is spoken in all of this Maduro and Chavez and Cuba. The only people that realize it are the good people that took a chance and somehow got to America. They understand it. That's the difference. Now, the people who come here and want to promote communism, well, they're what Americans who want to promote communism are. They're useless. Jose, North Side.
Hey, Sean. God bless.
Yes, bud.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Listen,
New Year, bud.
I'm Cuban-American, patriot. My parents came from Cuba in 1969. My dad was sent to a concentration camp for 2 years to cut sugar cane. It's mind-boggling to me how we have people here in the United States, even I'm in shithole Chicago, but that these progressive liberals would want these communists. They have no idea what it is. I would like their champagne candy ass to go to Cuba for a week and see how it is over there.
Jose, this is something that is practiced, and you know this about the mentality and the psychology of a communist. This is practiced by only the self-loathing. They hate themselves. So they don't want, it's not about improving themselves, it's about stripping away from others. My favorite, I have a long relationship with Cuban Americans, thank God, and Cubans in general. But the greatest story, Jose, was told to me by a friend of mine, who ironically, his father was a doctor. He went from Cuba to Venezuela to America because it progressively destroyed those countries, this ideology. And it's the story of the little girl and the doll from her American relative. Did you ever hear me tell this on air?
No, I haven't.
All right. Well, you're going to get it because you understand the mindset of a covetous, evil person. So a little girl in Cuba, this is in the 70s. In the 70s, little girl in Cuba has a doll sent to her by her aunt who somehow got to America. And it's a doll at the time, the American Barbie, whatever it was. And she sends this beautiful little girl in Cuba. Somehow she smuggles her the doll. And their parents tell her, don't go outside with that doll. Well, little girls, you know how they listen. They don't. She went outside and she had the Barbie. And the neighbor saw it. And the neighbor had a little girl and a little boy and a little girl. And she would let her play with it. And the neighbor didn't like that. So the neighbor called the government. The government came in, the soldiers. They beat the father. They beat the mother. They took the doll. They took the father to prison. And the mother said, why would you do that? I would have gotten you another doll. I would have had her smuggled. We don't want the doll. We just don't want your kid to have it. That's the mind of evil. That's communism. And that's what no American moron who gets luxuries that their grandfathers and their fathers died for. They do not understand it. They think it is a utopia when they listen to this swindler child in New York or this moron in Chicago or the scum in California. They don't care They just don't want you to have it. They don't care about themselves getting it or having it or enjoying it. They just don't want you to have it. That's how a neighbor calls for another neighbor's property to be taken, whether it's money, whether it's cars, whether it's houses or dolls. It's the mind of evil. It is the mind of an American communist Marxist Democrat. It is. End of story, Jose. Now get your ass out of there and you come down here by me. Thank you.
Yeah, I am. I got the grandkids, though. But, hey, God bless sticking up and fighting these commies. Okay?
Thank you,
God
babe.
bless,
Thank
Sean.
you. You made my day. Thank you, babe. You too. George in Naperville.
Yeah, Sean, do you think now that President Carter's gone, President Trump will ask Joe Biden to go to Venezuela to observe the elections, the free and fair elections coming there?
Joe Biden, Joe Biden is sitting on a changing table right now with his feet up in the air, looking at the fan in the room, going, Baba. Joe Biden's going, Baba! Frickin' idiot. He didn't win anything. He stole the election using the crooked machines.
You know, Donald Trump was right the entire time. The election in 2020 was stolen. And before all these Republicans start crying wolf now, let's remember who was crying wolf in the very beginning before anyone else. I was. I called for a special session officially before anyone because I recognized it was common sense the election was stolen. You could see it in Fulton County. You could see it in Floyd County. You could see it with the dead people who were voting in my own home county of Dade. You see, Trump supposedly only lost by 12,000 votes, but now we know there was more than 300,000 votes that were turned in illegally in Fulton County. You see, people need to be arrested and tried.
What did you learn when you see moron face Tim Walz? I'm not going to run for a third time. You can't govern yourselves. Criminals and thieves cannot run cities and states. Hello? Corey in Woodlawn.
Hey, thanks for taking the call, Sean. Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year.
I'm so glad that you're back. I told Dan Fox this morning. I'm going to tell you the same thing. Brandon Johnson is guilty of the same stuff. He misappropriated federal funds during COVID, and now he's harboring criminals in this city. He's guilty of this. I wish to God Trump would come and grab him in the middle of the night.
You know what the difference is? You're genteel and you're right when you say he's what was the word you used? Harboring? He's harboring criminals. I pose this to you, as I do every one of these Democrat scumbag aldermans who allow their areas to devolve into ganglands. You're not harboring. You're aiding and abetting. And I'll bet you $1 to a fingernail they're getting their beak wet from it, too. Just like Maduro, only he became the Don Cheech. Not too proud now. Now he's like the scumbag from Nicaragua. What the hell was that pock-faced bastard's name? Noriega. Remember Noriega?
Manuel Noriega, yeah.
Yeah, I love that, too. See, my cousin was part of that thing when they got him out. Oh, the money they found buried in the ground. Like to talk about the money we find in Venezuela as the people were eating their dogs. That's how communism ends. Not too good for the pets, Corey. Thank you very much. 312-642-5600.
Marxists, socialists, and communists are not welcome on the Sean Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.